अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह रब्बिल आलमीन वल आक़िबतु लिल मुत्तक़ीन वस्सलातु वस्सलामु अला सय्यिदिल अंबिया वल मुरसलीन व अला आलिहि व सहबिहि अजमईन अम्मा बअद फ़अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम लक़द ख़लक़नल इंसाना फ़ी अहसनि तक़वीम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम व सदक़ रसूलुहुन नबियुल करीम व नहनु अला ज़ालिका लमिनश शाहिदीन व शाकिरीन वल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन। वाजिबुल एहतराम उलमाए किराम, मशाइख़ इज़ाम जो स्टेज की ज़ीनत है, my respected muballighin colleagues who are gracing the stage, and most of all my beautiful brother in Islam, the brother whom I have never met, whether it is in Medina, in Mecca, in Blackburn or Preston, but that he has a beautiful smile on his face. May Allah Azza wa Jalla keep him smiling in this dunya and the akhirah. I am referring to Bulbul-e-Bagh Medina, Al-Hajj Qari Muhammad Rizwan Khan Sahab Qibla, Damat Barkatuhum Al-Aliyah. Qabil-e-Qadr, Buzurgo, Azizo, lovable youngsters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. All praise is for Allah Azza wa Jalla, our Lord, our cherisher, our creator, our sustainer, master of the day of judgment. He alone do we worship. He alone do we ask for help. And it is He alone who helps us. Peace, blessings and salutations upon the best of Allah's creations, His beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Let us begin by sending blessings and salutations upon Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and repeat after me. As-salatu was-salamu alayka ya Rasulullah. As-salatu was-salamu alayka ya Habib Allah. As-salatu was-salamu alayka ya Nabiy Allah. As-salatu was-salamu alayka ya Nur Allah. वसल्लम। ज़मीनो ज़मान बोलो ना, आता है तो जब आता है तो साथ में बोलना है, बोलेंगे ना इंशाअल्लाह। ज़मीनो ज़मान, ज़मीनो ज़मान, आपका ज़मीनो ज़मान तुम्हारे लिए, मकीनो मका, ज़मीनो ज़मान मकीनो मका, चुनियो चुना, आका बने दो जहां, दहन में जुबान, बदन में है जान, दहन में जुबान तुम्हारे लिए, बदन में है जान तुम्हारे लिए, हम आए यहाँ तुम्हारे लिए, उठे भी वहाँ तुम्हारे लिए, उठे भी वहाँ, और मेरे आका नेमत अज़ीमुल बरकत, इमाम इश्क़ व मोहब्बत, कंजुल करामत, परवाने शम्मे रिसालत, आयतुम मिन आयातिल्लाह व मौजिज़ातुम मिन मौजिज़ातिन नबी, मरकज़े निगाहे नबूवत, आला हज़रत इमाम अहमद रज़ा खां फाज़िल बरेलवी रहमतुल्लाहि ताला अलैहि फरमाते हैं, अल्लाह की सरताबा कदम शान है, अल्लाह की सरताबा कदम शान है, इंसान नहीं इंसान, वो इंसान है ये। कुरान तो ईमान बताता है इन्हें, और ईमान ये कहता है मेरी जान है। आका की मोहब्बत में आए हैं, आइए थोड़ी मोहब्बत की बातें करते हैं ताकि तुम्हारा मूड, आप सबका मूड बन जाए। साथ देंगे ना इंशाअल्लाह। हमारे रिजवान भाई ने एक अपनी स्पेशल लैंग्वेज इजाद की है, उर्दिश। इंशाअल्लाह हम भी कोशिश करेंगे कि इस उर्दिश में थोड़ी बातें करें, कुछ इंग्लिश में, कुछ उर्दू में इंशाअल्लाह। आला हज़रत फरमाते हैं, सरवर करो कि मालिक व मौला कहूँ तुझे, बागे खलील का गुले ज़ैबा कहूँ तुझे, सुबह वतन पे शाम गरीबा को दूशर है। बेकस नवाज घेस वो वाला कहूँ तुझे, और आका मुजरिम हूँ अपने अफ़्व का, सामा करूँ शहा यानी शफी रोज़े जज़ा का कहूँ तुझे, और कह लेगी सब कुछ उनके सनाखा की खामोशी, चुप हो रहा है कह के क्या क्या कहूँ तुझे, और तेरे तो बस ऐब तनाही से है बरी। When you start praising someone, if you start listing the qualities that a person has, you start saying ये बंदा बहुत नेक है, परहेज़गार है, मुत्तकी है, सच्चा है, ईमानदार है, वफादार है. You start praising someone, there will come a time when those praises will stop. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. Positive reinforcement. Yes or no? Yes. I need to know that you're awake and with me. Because if you're sleeping, we have come here to share the knowledge that we have, and to all of us together try and act upon that knowledge. So you respond, I will respond, inshallah. साथ देंगे ना इंशाल्लाह. सिर्फ मेरा नहीं, जो भी यहाँ आए, जो भी हमारे आलिम, हमारे उलमा यहाँ तशरीफ लाए, मुबल्लिगीन तशरीफ लाए, you have to respond to them so they realize that the message they are giving to you is getting through into you. When you start listing someone's qualities, and I also ask lots of questions when I talk, so don't fall asleep or doze off, because if I see someone dozing off, you're the person I'll ask the question to. And you don't want me to embarrass you, do you? I won't. When you start listing someone's qualities, there comes a time when those qualities will end. He might have 50 qualities, he might have 100 qualities, he might have 5 qualities. After 10 seconds, 20 seconds, a minute, 10 minutes, they'll end. Allah Hazrat says, Tere to was. When you list those qualities, the fact that those qualities end, that's a fault in itself. That's a fault. It might take you 20 minutes to get to the end, but then you have got to the end. लेकिन आला हज़रत फरमाते हैं तेरे तो बस ऐब तनाही से है बड़ी. Your qualities are such, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that when we list them, they will never end. You don't even have that fault that your qualities will never end. तेरे तो बस ऐब तनाही से है बड़ी. हैरान हूँ मेरे शाह, मैं क्या कहूँ तुझे, लेकिन ये जरूर कहूँगा कि है कलामे इलाही में शम्सुल तोहा, तेरे चेहरे नूर फजा की कसम, कसम शब ताज में राज ये था कि हबीब की जुल्फ़े तुता की कसम, तेरे खुल्क को हक ने अजीम कहा, तेरे खिल्क को हक ने जमील किया, कोई तुझसा हुआ है न होगा शहा, तेरे खालिक के हुस्न अदा की कसम, वो खुदा ने है मर्तबा तुझको दिया, न किसी को मिले न किसी को मिला, कि कलाम मजीद ने खाई शहा, तेरे शहरों कलामों बका की कसम. तेरा बस मैं आपका भी नारा मारो ना कभी कभी. सुभान अल्लाह, इतने जम्मे गफीर में आए हैं. अल्लाह ताला आप सबका आना, हमारा सबका आना मकबूल और मंजूर फरमाए. तेरा मसनद नाज है अर्श बड़ी, तेरा महरम राज है रूह रमी, तू ही सरवर हर दो जहां है शाह, तेरा मिस्र नहीं है खुदा की कसम. There is no one like you, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I swear by Allah, there is no one like you. And that beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Antum shuhada Allah fil ard. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to the companions, and through the companions he is telling all Muslims till the day of judgment. He said, Antum, you people. He's talking to you and me as well through the companions. You people. Antum shuhada Allah fil ard. You people are the witnesses of Allah Azza wa Jalla on this earth. तुम लोग अल्लाह के गवाह हो इस दुनिया में. जरा सोचिए, तसव्वुर करें क्या खूब वो गवाही होगी. What beautiful witnessing we will give on the day of judgment. We will say, oh Allah, one of us lived in Bolton. Oh Allah, one of us lived in London. One of us lived in Blackburn. One of us lived in Preston. One of us lived in Canada. One of us lived in India. And oh Allah, we came together out of love for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The thing that brought us together was Ishq Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The thing that brought us together was Muhabbat Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The thing that brought us together was Dhikr Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The thing that brought us together was the desire to learn the sunnahs of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Kya khoob gawahi hogi. Aur aage gawahi denge Mawla. The inspiration for bringing us together was Fakhr Gujarat, Allama Maulana Muhammad Yunus Misbahi Sahab, Damat Barakatuhum al-Aliyah. The inspiration for bringing us together was Bulbul Bagh Medina, Qari Rizwan Khan Sahab Qibla, Damat Barakatuhum al-Aliyah. The inspiration for bringing us together was Amir Sunni Dawat Islami, Maulana Muhammad Shakir Ali Noorie. And the vehicle that we had, the tool that we had to bring us together was Sunni Dawat Islam. Mere pyare Aqa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam ke pyare diwano, it is indeed a great pleasure, a great honor to be here amongst my brothers, my elders, my colleagues at this 16th annual Sunni Dawat Islami Ijtema in this beautiful hall, Noor Hall in Preston. In English, there's a saying, when a child is little and then they grow up, and when they become an adult or a young male, people go and see them and they say, baby, look at you now. 16 years ago, the people that are here that can probably recall, I wasn't here 16 years ago at the first Ijtema. I was here at an Ijtema maybe 8 or 9 years ago. But 16 years ago, the people that were here that can properly imagine what the Ijtema was like, and then imagine it today, and they are probably thinking in their own words, baby, look at you now. Say Subhanallah. Subhanallah, ye bahare. This is undoubtedly a blessing of Allah Azza wa Jalla. This is undoubtedly the sadaqah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Through his blessings, through Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam's sadaqah, it is the hard work of all the people involved in bringing and putting together a program, an ijtema of this scale. And may Allah Azza wa Jalla give them even more tawfiq and give us even more guidance to help and support them. आइए थोड़ी देर के लिए until Arif Bhai drags me off, I will share a few words with you. I will share a few suggestions with you, a few observations with you, and hopefully instill in you the love for Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and the desire to follow him, to emulate him, to act upon his sunnahs that has been instilled and installed in us by the actions and the words of Amir Sunni Dawat Islam. Allah Azza wa Jalla one time said to Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. Do we all know who Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wasalam is? Hands up those who know who Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wasalam is. 10 of you, 20 of you, almost much. Moses, peace be upon him, one of the greatest prophets of Allah Azza wa Jalla. He was once asked by Allah Azza wa Jalla, and this is reported by Imam Ghazali rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi in Ihya al-Ulum, in his famous book. Imam Ghazali writes that one time Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wasalam was asked, "Oh Musa, what action, what act have you done for my pleasure?" And Musa, tune meri raza ke liye kya kaam kiya hai? Have you ever done anything for my pleasure? Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wasalam says, "Ya Allah, I have prayed, I performed worship, I have fasted, refrained from food, I have given charity, मैंने सदका और खैरात किया है, मैंने रोजे रखे हैं, मैंने नमाज पढ़ी है, मौला तेरी ही रजा के लिए है." Allah Azza wa Jalla says, Musa, namaz is clear proof for you. Namaz tere liye hai rokshan dalil hai. And Musa, roza, fasting is a shield for you. Fasting is a shield for you that protects you. And charity is a shade over you. For you. The fact that you pray namaz, that's proof for you. The fact that you fast, that's a shield for you. The fact that you give charity is a shade over you. What have you done for my pleasure? Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wasalam said, Mawla, what act can I do for your pleasure? वो कौन सा अमल है, कौन सी चीज है जो तेरी रज़ा के लिए करूं? अल्लाह अज़्ज़ा व जल्ल फरमाता है, ऐ मूसा, क्या तुमने किसी से मेरे लिए, मेरी वजह से क्या किसी से मोहब्बत की है? Have you loved anyone purely for my sake? Have you hated anyone, had enmity with anyone purely for my sake? Loving someone solely for the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jalla is the deed that we do to gain His pleasure. मेरे प्यारे आका सल्लल्लाहु ताला अलैहि वसल्लम के प्यारे दीवाना, और ये जो आपको बुलाया जाता है, मुबल्लिगीन साल भर मेहनत करते हैं, कोशिशें करते हैं, हजारों माइल दूर से हज़रत साहब, कारी साहब, हमारे उलमाए किराम तशरीफ लाते हैं. It's only to please Allah Azza wa Jalla. It's only to please our Lord, our Creator, our Sustainer. आप लोगों से जो मोहब्बत है, जो आपको सिखाने का जज्बा है, is so that Allah Azza wa Jalla राजी हो जाए, उसके प्यारे महबूब सल्लल्लाहु ताला अलैहि वसल्लम हमसे राजी हो जाए. You are taught here all morning, or since 2 o'clock, since afternoon. Our muballighin have been coming and teaching you, doing tarbiyah, training you, teaching you things. We're teaching you rules and regulations. Maulana Khalid, Maulana Muhammad Hussain have been teaching you. Naat Khan Hazrat have been reciting Naat Bulbul Bagh Medina in his unique style. We went to a place somewhere this week, had a program, and the Imam there said, "Ye laqab jo hai, inhi ko jachta hai. Only he is deserving of this title, Bulbul Bagh Medina." Allah Ta'ala make his voice even more beautiful, give him barakah in his voice, ताकि वो आते रहे, हमें तड़पाते रहे, मदीने लेते जा, हमें ले जाया करे, और मदीने की याद में हमें घुमाया करे. And all morning we have been talking, all day we have been reciting naats, teaching you sunnahs of Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, trying to draw you closer to Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. And sometimes हम पे ये इल्ज़ाम होता है, एतराज़ करते हैं करने वाले कि यार ये सुन्नी लोग हैं, वो बस नबी का नाम ही लेते हैं, नबी नबी करते रहते हैं, रसूल रसूल करते हैं, अल्लाह का नाम तो लेते ही नहीं. ये एतराज़ सुना है आपने? अरे जवाब देना है, सुना है या नहीं सुना है? शायद हमारे कनाडा में है, शायद ये एतराज़ यहाँ नहीं है, शायद है या नहीं? And they accuse us of only talking about Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, not remembering Allah Azza wa Jalla, ma'azallah. Let me explain to you with one small example, and then we will move on. It's always easier to explain with examples. It gets into our brains quicker, our psyche understands it, accepts it. For example, यहाँ ये हॉल है माशाअल्लाह, खूबसूरत नूर हॉल है. इसकी अभी मैं तारीफ करने लगूं कि ये हॉल देखो कितना खूबसूरत है. Look how beautiful it's been made. Look at these pillars. It looks like marble. I don't know if it's imitation or real. It looks marble. Let's assume it's real marble. ये marble है. Colors कितने अच्छे हैं. कितने खूबसूरत अंदाज में ये स्टेज बनाया है, ये स्क्रीन्स बनाई है. क्या अच्छे सेटअप है. अगर इसका बनाने वाला यहाँ मौजूद है, तो ये सब बातें सुनकर क्या वो खुश होगा या नाराज होगा? जवाब दे. जवाब दे. खुश होगा? खुश होगा. You will be happy. क्योंकि मैं हॉल की तारीफ कर रहा हूँ, लेकिन असल में हॉल की तारीफ नहीं है, बनाने वाले की तारीफ. और अगर इसमें मैं नकाइस निकालने लगूं, if I start finding faults, ये रह गया, वो रह गया, ये ठीक नहीं है, वो ठीक नहीं है, वो खुश होगा या नाराज होगा? नाराज होगा. Because I am either criticizing him, I am saying कि इसने सही काम नहीं किया, इसको काम आता ही नहीं, वैसे ही कर दिया, या अगर आता है तो इसने अपने फन के साथ इंसाफ नहीं किया. He has not done justice to his craft. तो अगर मैं इसकी तारीफ करता हूं तो हॉल की तारीफ नहीं है, हॉल की तारीफ के साथ साथ हॉल के बनाने वाले की तारीफ है. और अगर क्रिटिसाइज करता हूं, if I am knocking it down, if I am saying it's horrible, it's awful, it sucks, it means I am criticizing the person who built it. तो मेरे प्यारे आका सल्लल्लाहु ताला अलैहि वसल्लम के प्यारे दीवान, अगर ये छोटी सी बात लोगों के ज़हन में आ जाए, ये बात अगर लोगों के ज़हन में आ जाए ना, तो ये जो एतराज़ात उठते हैं पर वो एतराज़ात बंद हो जाएंगे. क्योंकि जब हम सरकार सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम की सनाखानी करते हैं, तारीफ करते हैं, अज़मतें बयान करते हैं, when we praise Rasulullah सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम, when we glorify him, when we sing his praises, so along with praising Rasulullah सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम, we are not only praising him, we are praising his creator, Allah Azza wa Jalla. क्योंकि सर से लेकर पांव तक तनवीर ही तनवीर है, गुफ्तगू सरकार की कुरान की तफसीर है. सोचती तो होगी दुनिया मुस्तफा को देखकर वो मुसव्विर कैसा होगा जिसकी ये तस्वीर. सुभान अल्लाह. सुभान अल्लाह. मुकर्रम means repeat. मुकर्रम means repeat. या रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम, सर से लेकर पांव तक तनवीर ही तनवीर है, गुफ्तगू सरकार की कुरान की तफसीर है. Talking about Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is like reading an explanation, a commentary of the Quran. सोचती तो होगी दुनिया मुस्तफा को देखकर, must be wondering when they see this glory, this wonder, this creation, वो मुसव्विर कैसा होगा जिसकी ये तस्वीर है. What must the creator be like who created perfection in the form of Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. As I said before, this is the 16th annual Ijtema. Sunni Dawat Islami in the UK in 16 years has come a long way, alhamdulillah. I have been watching from afar, from the other side of the ocean, the successes, the struggles, the challenges, overcoming the challenges that we have faced as an organization, as an ummah, as a nation over the last 16 years. And 16 years ago, the environment in the United Kingdom was very different, especially amongst the Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. It was very different. I grew up in that environment. It was very different. You hardly ever saw anyone who was a Sunni wearing an Imam Sharif. Sahi hai ya galat hai? Are jawab nahi. You hardly ever saw anyone wearing an Imam. You hardly anyone saw anyone. You hardly ever saw anyone who was a Sunni who was acting upon the sunnahs of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The mosques were deserted. They were barren. Whether it be Fajr, Isha, Asr, any namaz in between, there will be a handful of namazes. And then Allah Azza wa Jalla blessed this land, and specifically this area of the land, with the arrival of Bulbul Ibadi Medina and Hazrat Amir Sunni Dawat Islam, who inspired us, instilled in us a love for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, instilled in us the passion to be obedient to Allah Azza wa Jalla, to worship Him as He deserves to be worshipped. I had lived here for 25 years. The first 25 years of my life, wallahi, not once had I been taught that the punishment for missing namaz is this. Not once had I been taught that the reward for praying namaz is this. Not once had I been taught the correct way to do wudu. Not once had I been taught the rules and regulations of environment that we were in. Remember, you don't realize what you have till it's gone. You don't realize what you have till it's gone. Believe me when I tell you. I don't live in this environment. I don't live in this atmosphere. I don't live here where you have this mahol all around you. If you didn't have it, you would appreciate it even more. Just coming here and seeing all this brings a tear to my eyes. SubhanAllah. Lekin fir bhi, what we do is we don't want to be a part of something great. These muballighin you see here, these are products. These ulama-i-kiram, Hafiz Faisal, Maulana Muhammad Hussain, Maulana Khalid, subhanallah, subhanallah, young, these are our future. These are scholars who have been inspired and helped and motivated by Sunni Dawat Islam. And these are the people who we will be turning to in the future with our problems. We turn to them right now with our problems. They are explaining to us rights and wrongs, do's and don'ts of various issues. These were inspired by Sunni Dawat Islami. All these youngsters you see here, who at one time used to listen to pop songs. Michael Jackson. Is he still around? Whitney Houston. Is that not too far? I don't know any pop stars nowadays. The Beatles. That's what people used to listen to. And now when they want to listen, in their iPods, they listen to the naats of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ye sab kaise hua? Waise hi nahi hua. It doesn't just happen. You need something to happen. You need someone to inspire you. You need someone to grab you and drag you into this environment and this atmosphere, and slowly it builds. हम अपने बच्चों को वालिदैन से गुजारिश है, for the parents amongst us, हम अपने बच्चों पे, we force them and pressure them to do many things. When a child says, I don't want to go to school, we say, Beta, you have to go to school. I'm not feeling too good, Dad. Nah, you'll be fine. Take some medicine. You have to go to school. If you don't go to school, how can you learn? Even though it's late and he's tired, you say, Beta, you have to do your homework. If you don't do your homework, how will you get your grades up? You have to go to school, you have to go to college, you have to go to university, you have to study, you have to learn, you have to watch this. You have to learn how to drive, you have to learn how to work, you have to earn money. We force them into all these things that will make their world here, their life on this earth, their worldly life more comfortable, more better. Have we ever forced them to attend the weekly Ijtema? जवाब नहीं चाहता, हम अपने दिल से पूछे, दिल में सबसे बड़ा मुफ्ती होता है। क्या हमने कभी उनको फोर्स किया कि बेटा इस हफ्तावारी इज्तिमा में तुम्हें जाना है, जाओ बेटा आज ब्लैकबर्न में इज्तिमा है, जाओ बेटा आज बोल्टन में इज्तिमा है, जाओ बेटा आज प्रिस्टन में इज्तिमा है, जाओ इज्तिमा में जाओ, कुछ सीखो, so that not only their world, not only will they benefit in this world, their spiritual world will benefit, and their life hereafter will be elevated. Our responsibility, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, you will be asked about everyone who is under your care. Everyone who you are responsible for, you will be asked about them on the day of judgment. हम क्या कहेंगे? मौला, मैंने इसको काम करना तो सिखा दिया था. मौला, मैंने इसको इंजीनियर तो बना दिया, लॉयर तो बना दिया, डॉक्टर तो बना दिया, फार्मासिस्ट तो बना दिया, दुनियावी तालीम दे दी, गाड़ी चलाना सिखा दिया, पैसा कमाना सिखा दिया. मौला, I taught him all these things. Allah Azza wa Jalla फरमाएगा, क्या तुमने कभी नमाज के फराइज सिखाए थे? Did you ever teach him the faraiz of namaz? In Dubai, a few weeks ago, a few months ago maybe, there was the first ever Sunni Dawat Islami Ijtema held in Dubai. And at that Ijtema, Mufakkir Islam, Hazrat Allama Qamru Zaman Khan Sahab Hazmi, Thaman Barkadahum Alaliya made a point, and Hazrat's not here, so I'm going to copy his point. If you promise not to tell him. It was a very beautiful point, hit me. I've never heard it described like that before, mentioned like that before. It's something that I've heard many times, but you don't think of it like that. I'm going to share that with you. Share that with you and leave you that to ponder on, and then inshallah, I think Arifah is probably getting ready to drag me off. Anyway, inshallah. So I'm going to share that with you, and then I will, inshallah, make way for our next guest, our next speaker. At the time of Hajj al-Wida, farewell Hajj, when Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam performed Hajj, and then he delivered the final sermon, which you probably had heard and read many times. You see it framed on walls and stuff in large and small sizes, where he delivered the first constitution ever delivered for mankind. Gave a complete constitution. At the end of that, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, "Oh my companions, have I done justice in delivering the message to you? क्या मैंने पैगाम पहुंचाने का हक अदा किया है या नहीं?" He asked the companions, have I done justice in delivering the message of Allah Azza wa Jalla? Because the message of Allah had come. اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم وأتممت عليكم نعمتي ورضيت لكم الإسلام دينا. Allah Azza wa Jalla has completed His favors upon you and chosen for you Islam as your religion. So the deen was complete. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked the companions, have I done justice in delivering the message to you? Have I correctly delivered the message to you? क्या सही तौर पे मैंने पैगाम तुम तक पहुंचाया है? The companion says, we testify. We testify that you have done justice in delivering the messages. हम गवाही देते हैं या रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम कि आपने पैगाम पहुंचाने का हक अदा कर दिया है, उससे भी बढ़कर पैगाम पहुंचाया है. You have done more than just fulfill its rights. You have done more than just give us the message. You have fulfilled everything and then some. And then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam lifted his finger, his forefinger up to the heavens and said, "Oh Allah, be my witness. Oh Allah, be my witness. These slaves of yours are testifying, or giving shahada, or giving testimony that I have truthfully and properly delivered your message to them." Sarkar sallallahu alaihi wasallam ko ye karne ki kya zarurat thi? This was the question asked by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi by Hazrat Fakir Islam at that Ijtema. Mere pyare Aqa sallallahu alaihi wasallam ke pyare diwan, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked that question and then testified and then made Allah Azza wa Jalla witness. Oh Allah, you be my witness that these people have testified that I have delivered your message. इसलिए ताकि ये अदा भी मुस्तफा की सुन्नत बन जाए. ये अदा भी हर जाने वाला नई नस्ल से पूछे, क्या मैंने पैगाम सही तौर पर तुम तक पहुंचाया है? हर बाप अपने बेटे से पूछे, बेटा क्या सही तौर पे मैंने पैगाम पहुंचाया है? Every father asks his son, have I delivered the message to you correctly? Every mother asks her daughter, have I delivered the message to you correctly? क्या आप अपने आप को ये पूछ सकते हैं, क्या हमने सही तौर पे पैगाम पहुंचाया है? हर कोई ये नहीं कर सकता. Not everyone is able to stand up and speak. Not everyone is able to get up and deliver speeches. Not everyone is able to become an alim al-deen. Not everyone is able to become a muballigh. Not everyone is able to get up and do tarbiyah and teach. लेकिन अगर आप नहीं कर सकते, तो ये हमारे मुबल्लिगीन भाई है आपके लिए. हम हैं आपकी खिदमत के लिए. सुन्नी दावत इस्लामी is here for you. ये फिक्र, ये आपकी फिक्र लेने के लिए, आपकी जिम्मेदारी आपके सर से लेने के लिए, हमारे सरों पर लेने के लिए हम तैयार हैं. फिर भी आप देने के लिए तैयार नहीं हैं. प्लीज आई अर्ज यू, ताकि ये न हो कि कल बरोज़े क़यामत यही बच्चे जिनके लिए हम खून पसीना करके एक करके मेहनत करते हैं, ना हलाल की हम तमीज़ करते हैं, ना हराम की तमीज़ करते हैं. We don't care about lawful or unlawful. We just want to gather as much money as possible so we can make our children's life more pleasurable in this world. कल यही बच्चे हमारे अज़ाब के बाइस न बन जाए. That they don't become the reason for our punishment. One story from Vancouver, then I will end. My brother asked me to insist that I tell this story, a true story from Vancouver, British Columbia. And this is the natija. This is the evil anjam. Natija is evil anjam. But anjam. Yes? Sorry, my Urdu is not very good. I'm getting there, inshallah. This is the evil result of something that a lot of us are involved in. Not involved in, maybe not consciously, but subconsciously. हम अपने बच्चों की दुनियावी तालीमात की पूरी फिक्र करते हैं, रात दिन फिक्र करते हैं, दुनियावी भलाई की सारी फिक्र करते हैं, आखिरत की फिक्र कभी-कभी कर लेते हैं, but we don't spend the time or the effort that we need to. A true story from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, where I come from, a few hours away from where I live. A young man moved to Canada years ago, many years ago, जैसे यहाँ हमारे दोस्त हज़रात बुजुर्ग जो है, जो इंडिया से, पाकिस्तान से तशरीफ लाए, emigrated, they migrated from there to here to make a better life. Some of you, your parents, some of you, your grandparents, they came here. ऐसे ही एक पाकिस्तान से एक भाई तशरीफ ले गए Vancouver. He was a professional person, बहुत कमाया, अल्लाह ताला ने बहुत माल दिया, a big house, a big mansion, 2 children, 2 sons. बच्चों को भी बहुत पढ़ाया, एक engineer था और एक lawyer था, ऐसा कुछ था. They were both professional. They were in their 20s, mid to late 20s, late 20s. और जब उनकी उम्र in the high 20s हुई, बाप का इंतकाल. The father passed away. बाप ने पूरी जिंदगी बच्चों की दुनियावी तालीमात की फिक्र करता रहा, दीनी तालीमात दी ही नहीं. न किसी मदरसे में भेजा, न किसी मुबल्लिग के पास भेजा, न किसी आलिम दीन की सोहबत में बिठाया. Never, no religious upbringing, very little. कभी कभी जुमे में जाया करते थे, याद आया तो जुमा पढ़ने चले गए, ईदैन की नमाज़ें पढ़ लेते थे. मुसलमान है ना, मुसलमान is not a God-given right. You have to live as a Muslim. बाप का इंतकाल हो गया, the father passed away. Now the boys have to arrange for the burial of their father. So they said, let's go to the masjid. We'll go to the local masjid. उन लोगों को पता होगा क्या करना होता है, क्या नहीं करना, because they didn't know. They'd never learned. They'd never been taught by their father. So they went to the mosque, and the mosque people said, yes, we do that. And this is what it costs. It costs $7,000. In Canada, that's about the average for a burial. $7,000 to pay for a plot and all the other services associated with the shroud, to bathe, to shroud, ghusl karna, kafan karna, और जनाजे का इंतजाम करने में $60,000, approximately £4,000 is what it costs. So the boys looked at each other and they're like, wow, that's a lot of money. I don't want to spend $7,000. And the other brother said, oh, I'm not spending $7,000. So they said, they went to another mosque. Let's go to this other mosque. Maybe they'll give us a discount. The other mosque gave them approximately the same figure. I said, no, it's too much. So they went to a Christian funeral home or a regular funeral home. They don't care about denominations. And they said it's going to cost you $10,000 to $15,000, depending on how nice a casket you want. Pine, oak, mahogany, and how nice a headstone you want. $10,000 is the cheapest. You can go up to $15,000, $20,000, $30,000. They said, वहाँ तो $7,000 नहीं देने थे, यहाँ 10-15 कैसे देंगे? So at the funeral home, they asked the funeral director, do you have any other option? That's too much money. We don't want to spend that much money. He's dead. This is because of a lack of dini knowledge. This is because they were never taught the rights of a deceased. Rights of not any deceased, of your father. The one who brought you into this world, who raised you when you were helpless, who fed you when you were hungry, who clothed you when you were cold, who comforted you when you were upset. His rights. The son said, do you have any other options? The funeral director said, we have one other option. We have cremation. We have cremation. आप सब cremation समझते हैं? जला बॉडी को जला देना ताकि वो ash बन जाए, becomes ash. And then you put it in a little urn on your mantelpiece, like an FA Cup or something. And you look at it every day. So they go, cremation, how much is cremation? And the funeral director said, $1,500. How much? $1,500. How much was the burial? $7,000. $1,500 for cremation. The boy said, you know what? Even $1,500 seems a little bit too much, but I'll give $750, you give $750. They agreed to cremate their father, a Muslim. बच्चों की तरबियत न करने, बच्चों को इस्लामी माहौल में न रखने के ऐसे नतीजे होते हैं कि अल्लाह अज़्ज़ा व जल्ल का अज़ाब तो बाद में मिलेगा, कब्र में मिलेगा, क़यामत के दिन के बाद मिलेगा, महशर में मिलेगा। दुनिया में ही अल्लाह अज़्ज़ा व जल्ल ने अपने बेटों के हाथ से उस बाप को जला दिया। मेरे प्यारे आका सल्लल्लाहु तआला अलैहि वसल्लम के प्यारे दीवानों, do we want this for ourselves? Do we? May Allah protect us all. अगर ऐसा नहीं चाहते हो तो अपने बच्चों को इस दीनी माहौल में भेजो. Force them to go to the weekly इज्तिमा of hell. ऐलानात होंगे, आज भी होंगे, कल भी होंगे. इज्तिमा कहाँ होते हैं, कब होते हैं? Teach them a little bit at a time, ताकि जब जरूरत पड़े इन बच्चों में इतना तो इल्म हो कि मरने के बाद बाप के साथ क्या सलूक हमें माँ के साथ हमें क्या सलूक करना है. पैसा पैसा सब कुछ नहीं है. और ये सुन्नी दावत इस्लामी का पैगाम है, मिशन है. अमल के साथ साथ, सुन्नतों पे अमल के साथ साथ इश्क़ रसूल का जज्बा पैदा करना, अल्लाह के फराइज़ पे अमल करना और वालिदैन के हुकूक बच्चों को, उलमाए किराम के आदाब बच्चों को सिखाना. This is one of the aims and missions of Sunni Dawat Islami. साथ देंगे ना इंशाअल्लाह इस नज़रिए. बड़ी खुशी हुई यहाँ आकर आप सबको देखकर. अल्लाह ताला मेरा आपका सबका आना मकबूल और मंजूर फरमाए. कहने सुनने से ज़्यादा हमें अमल की तौफीक अता फरमाए. वमा अलैना इल्लल बलाग. अस्सलामु अलैकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि तआला व बरकातुहू.